this is gonna get me in some trouble. Hi, and welcome back to Katie Can't Read. I'm Katie. I can read. And today I'm gonna do the anti-TBR book tag because everyone's done it and I don't want to be left out anymore. I would like to share all of my hot takes, my personal opinions. Disclaimer. Your opinion, if I don't like your favorite book, I'm so sorry. If I don't have any interest in it, I'm sorry. And it's okay to have a different opinion because you're not wrong for your opinion. I'm probably wrong. So you can try and bully me into reading it in the comments. You can send me memes on my Instagram or Twitter, which are in the description down below. And I promise that will convince me to read it because almost always memes I don't understand convince me to read things. So now we're going to do this. We're going to do this and we're going to knock it out of the park. It's going to be fantastic. Prompt number 1 is a popular book that everyone seems to love, but I have no interest in reading. And I feel like I'm going to have to go with, because I want to save my series for later. I'm going to want to go with Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I never read Twilight. It's pretty much my only reason. I don't really want to read Twilight. I feel like I'm a little bit not in the right place of life to read it for the first time, especially because when I watched the movies, I hated them. So, yeah, I'm not going to read it. Number 2 is a classic book or author you don't have any interest in reading, and I feel really bad for this one. And I know that someone's going to shoot me, but I have zero interest in ever reading Jane Austen. I know she's legendary. I know she is one of the greatest writers of all time, but I simply don't care enough about her stories to sit through and try to read them by deciphering all of ye olde language. It's just not my vibe. It's not going to happen. Prompt number 3 is twofold. 3 is an author whose book you have no interest in reading, and there's 3.2, which is a problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. I'm going to skip talking about problematic authors because we all know who the problematic authors are, and I feel like by shouting them out on this channel, I am not doing my part in trying to cancel them by giving them some spotlight. So we aren't talking about them at all. We already know. We're not going to talk about them. But instead I'm going to share an author who I just don't want to read for no reason. I'm not going to read Sarah J. Maas books. I can promise you right now, you will never see me on this channel holding a Sarah J. Maas book. I just simply have no desire. And considering my favorite book is literally Red, White, and Royal Blue, I can promise you it's not because they're steamy. It is because I don't like the fairy world, okay? The fae throw me off. And yeah, I did like The Cruel Prince, but that's because Jude and Taryn were mortal, and so there was that whole dynamic. But the fairy world is not my vibe. I'm not going to do it. It's not going to happen, okay? I can promise you. And you can try to convince me, but it's not going to happen. Prompt number 4 is an author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are just not for you. I'm going to throw it back to like a middle school fave. I was a John Green stanny back in the day. I loved The Fault in Our Stars. I loved Paper Towns. I tolerated Looking for Alaska, and I wanted to burn an abundance of Catherines. And then I read Turtles All the Way Down, and I was like, this is great. And I was like, I'm going to reread all the John Green books. I was about 20 pages into The Fault in Our Stars when I realized I can't do it because I don't like them anymore. They just didn't age well. And if John Green ever writes more, I probably won't read them. Unless they are exactly identical to Turtles All the Way Down, but they won't be, because that's not how it works. So yeah, John Green, I'm sorry, my man. I love your Crash Course videos, though. You got me through AP Euro. Prompt number 5 is a genre you have no interest in, or a genre I've tried and just couldn't get into. So I'm going to answer both. First, it's a genre I'm never going to do. I'm never going to read a horror book. I can promise you I won't because I am a coward, a weenie, and a wuss. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to, okay? It's not going to happen. And a genre I've tried and just can't get into is like sci-fi, not a fan. But also super high adult fantasy, like Lord of the Rings, not gonna happen. I've tried it. I don't like it. But also never say never. Maybe I'll try it again in like 3 years and it'll be like exactly my cup of tea, you know? Prompt 6 is a book you have bought but will never read. This can also be a book I have unhauled / returned to the library. So for this, I'm gonna go with The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I bought these because I was ambitious. I was like, I think these will work for me. These will feel so good. I don't like them. I like the movies though, like I do, those are fun, but I don't like it. It's a lot of frivolous prose and not a lot of substance in the first 300 pages of the first book. The fact that I still had a lot to go and they barely made it to the elf land was frustrating to me. I was 300 pages in and they barely made it to the elf land and they still had so much to do and I was angry about it, okay? It's not gonna happen. But also never say never, it might happen. 7 is Twofold. It's a series you have no interest in reading or a series you have started and DNF'd. First, let's go through the series I have no interest in reading. I'm not gonna read Shatter Me. I'm not gonna read The Lunar Chronicles. I'm not gonna read anything Sarah J. Maas has ever penned. I think those are like the big 3 like popular series, Twilight, I guess, that it's not gonna happen. I'm open-minded to a lot of other things. Like, I've never really been that interested in the Shadowhunter books, but I'm also like, I'm gonna do it because I've also never read them. We're gonna get there. We'll get there probably maybe in 2021 we'll talk about it again. Anyway, yeah. Those are the series I'm never gonna do. And there's only been, besides The Lord of the Rings, one series I have started and DNF'd, and that is The Selection by Kira Cass. I read the original trilogy, I guess, and I loved the original trilogy in middle school, and then I never kept going. And then now that I've reread the trilogy and found it a little bit underwhelming than when I was in middle school, I'm not going to read the next 2. I feel like the one wraps up so beautifully, and I'm scared that the next 2 are going to feel like fan fiction. And I don't want to do it, okay? I don't want to do it. And finally, Prompt 8 is a new release that I have no interest in reading. I don't follow new releases that are from authors I'm not interested or series I'm not interested in reading or anything like that. I don't really pay attention to it. I don't follow it. I really only follow new releases that I genuinely am very excited about. So I think I'm just going to have to go with the 4th Court of Thorns and blah, blah, book that's going to come out in the next span of time that everyone was mad about the cover for. Yeah, that one. We're going to go with that one because it's not going to happen because I'm not going to read any of her books. Cool. Thank you for watching. I hope you haven't completely lost faith in me as a person and that you don't hate me spiritually because I'm not going to change. You can try. And you can probably convince me if you're really compelling. You can try. Please let me know if you feel personally victimized by this video in the comments. Please drop books that you're never going to read. I'm genuinely curious as to what you're not going to read. Anything that I like that you're not going to read, please put it in below because I like that we have discourse. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Goodbye.